Good afternoon to all, and a very warm welcome to the British Library, to all our audiences here in St. Pancras and those of you who are connected online. And I welcome to our speakers for today's conference and all colleagues who are here today with us. I am Luisa Elena Mengoni, head of the Asian and African collections here at the British Library, and I'm really pleased to welcome you all to our conference, the Lotus Sutra, the teachings, transmission, and material culture of a sacred Buddhist text. A special event over 2 days that celebrates the successful completion of the Lotus Sutra manuscripts conservation and digitization project, and gives an opportunity to reflect on the long-lasting impact of the Lotus Sutra as a sacred Buddhist text. The conference will be structured over 2 days with a keynote and 3 panels chaired by myself, Melody Dumi, who is the curator of the Stein Collection and the IDP, and Dr. Samfan Sheikh, who is the head of the Endangered Archives program. The conference will be streamlined and recorded, and the chat is available for all participants joining online. I would like to thank the organizers of this conference, Melody Domi, Anastasia Pineski, who is our DP Partners and Activities Coordinator, and Han Lin Xie, Curator of Chinese Collections, and all our speakers today, including the Lotus Sutra team members, the project manager, Dunhuang Ward, the conservators, Mari Kalaju, Maria Musert, Paulina Kralka, and Tania Estrada Valadez, and the photographers Isabel Reynolds-Logue and Giancarlo Carrozza. The project and the conference have been supported by the Bei Shan Tang Foundation, and I'm particularly pleased today to welcome the Chief Executive of the Bei Shan Tang Foundation, Lillian Kiang, who is here today with us, and our Chief Executive, Roly Keating, to open this conference. And I will now hand over to Roly for his introductory remarks.
Thank you very much indeed, Louisa. Good afternoon, and a very, very warm welcome to everyone to the British Library here in London, to our distinguished guests, visitors, speakers, to everyone joining online. And for those of you who are joining online, you perhaps can't see that in spite of railway strikes and very, very inclement weather here in London, this is a full house. There is literally barely an empty seat here. And I think that is just a sign of what this project, what this topic means to everyone gathered here today. As Chief Executive of the Library, this is a very proud moment. It marks the end of an extremely important digitization and conservation project for us, and it also means that the conclusion of that is a chance to reflect on the meaning of what's been achieved. And I know over the next 2 days there'll be many, many different perspectives drawn out. Our mission here at the Library, at the British Library, is to make our intellectual heritage accessible to everyone for research, inspiration, and enjoyment, and to work with partners around the world to advance knowledge and mutual understanding. And those themes loom large here today. We are particularly conscious and feel a great responsibility because of the wealth of material and treasures and history and heritage we hold here to use all the affordances of the modern age of digitization and dissemination through the open World Wide Web to ensure that as many people as possible, not just scholars, but other interested people around the world, are able to discover and access crucial parts of global shared heritage. The Lotus Sutra Project has been one of the most significant of those projects that we do over the past 5 years. And it's been made possible, of course, by the extremely generous support of the Bei Shan Tang Foundation. Really exceptional commitment to making this particular part of our work possible. It is, of course, part of a wider picture, which is the long-standing international Dunhuang project, been going since 1994, initiated by this library and other worldwide partners, with a determination to bring together, to conserve, to juxtapose and unite in the online space manuscripts, printed books, heritage items from the eastern part of the Silk Roads, and to make the metadata and images of those digitized items freely available on the IDP website. That resource, as I'm sure everyone here knows, is now truly exceptional by global standards. 100,000 items with associated items now made, images now made freely available. And that includes 30,000 images from this institution. And of course, the Lotus Sutra Project adds to that. It has achieved the conservation, digitization, and uploading of nearly 800 Lotus Sutra manuscripts held here in our collection. And I should say it's been a long and sometimes extremely difficult journey. These have been pandemic years, among other things, which has made any kind of careful physical imaging and conservation work extremely difficult. And I think that makes the commitment of the team and of our funding partners really all the more exceptional. And Luisa, you've named colleagues involved, so I won't name everyone individually, but I do want to say on behalf of the board of the British Library how grateful we are to everyone who has made that possible. It's that kind of dedication which serves global scholarship and means that the worldwide connections of understanding and research can truly come together. So today's conference for us is a very timely celebration. I hope, and I'm sure it will demonstrate the lasting significance and impact of the Lotus Sutra as a Buddhist text, and it will bring together researchers, professionals, and practitioners from around the world, including, I'm delighted to say, some of our IDP partner institutions. So I would like to thank, in addition to the core team, I'd like to thank the IDP team for all their organization, including Anastasia Pineski and our curators, Melody and Han Lin. And please may I finally and most importantly extend the thanks of everyone here at the British Library to the Bei Shan Tang Foundation, whose support, not just for the project, but also for this conference, has really been unstinting. So to the chairman, Dr. Chen Li, to the board of trustees, the chief executive, Dr. Lillian Kiang, and the director of Chinese art and culture, He Jianfei, whose team have been working very closely, I know, with the library's team. So it remains for me only to wish this conference every success and to hand over, if the miracle of the internet can now be made to work, let's keep our fingers crossed, for a few opening remarks from the chief executive of the Bei Shan Tang Foundation, Dr. Lillian Kiang. Lillian.
Hello, thank you, Roly. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Lillian Kiang calling in from Hong Kong. On behalf of the Bei Shan Tang Foundation, I wish to extend our heartfelt congratulations to the British Library team on the successful close of the Lotus Sutra manuscripts digitization project. Since 2017, the Foundation has had the honor of supporting this important project, and we are truly, truly pleased to see it grow into a flagship conservation and digitalization project within the British Library. Today's conference serves as a major milestone and a celebration for the international Dunhuang project at large. And we look forward to the sharing of the best practices acquired by the project team over the past 6 years and the dynamic and engaging discussions between the international scholars, conference participants, and distinguished guests present at the symposium. We sincerely hope this international Dunhuang project at the British Library will continue to serve as a driving force in digitally uniting the precious Dunhuang manuscripts and creating even stronger global consortium in the advancement of scholarship and the promotion of understanding and appreciation of Chinese art and culture. So without further ado, thank you very much for your time and the honor again. And back to the British Library team. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Roly, and thanks, Lillian, for your kind words. And it is, I just wanted to highlight the fact that the successful completion of this project has been really a major achievement for the British Library and for the IDP. We are proud to have initiated the IDP in the 1990s and to continue to be part of this international network that connects institutions in Asia, Europe, and in the US. In the last few years and throughout the pandemic, in addition to the Lotus Sutra conservation and digitization projects, there has been a very substantial work to ensure that the IDP would continue its core activities and be true to its vision. And thanks to the effort of the IDP team that is led by Melody Domi and several colleagues across the library and all our IDP partners who work together. And in addition, we had the Lotus Sutra project developing side by side. And we have really concentrated quite a lot of efforts on the essential redevelopment of the IDP infrastructure, so the IDP 4D database and the IDP website, to ensure the long-term digital preservation of these items, but also the provision of a more agile platform that will provide an interface with enhanced searchability and viewing capabilities, as well as new learning resources. So we hope to complete this work in the spring next year. I'm pleased to say that obviously the digitized content from this project will also be part of this new redeveloped platform and resource. This conference brings together a group of scholars, professionals, and practitioners from across the world who have very different perspectives and approaches. And they have been investigating or working on the Lotus Sutra in many different ways. And over 2 days, you will hear about the compilation of this influential Buddhist text, its translations, its dissemination across Asia, and its significance and long-lasting impact on Buddhist heritage, teachings, and practice. But we will also learn about the theoretical and practical considerations that have shaped the methodology and the delivery of the Lotus Sutra project, directly from the team involved in that, who have been working on the conservation and digitization and uploading of this material. And their talks tomorrow will shed light on the complexity of conservation and digitization projects like this one, and the significance of these projects, not only to advance research and provide invaluable resource for academics, scholars, and learners, but also as a way of developing best practice in heritage preservation, especially in cultural institutions like ours. And I'm pleased to say that many of our colleagues and partners are here today and tomorrow, and we hope that this conference will be an opportunity to come together and also have an exchange within the wider community in the UK and across the world, focusing on Buddhist studies, and also hope help in shaping new future collaborations. So thanks again to the organizers and to all our distinguished speakers.